No. So, right. So today we have a little special guest. But yeah, that was a special guest anyways. He's not gonna come back, he's just sitting there, so. Anyways, shoot, I don't know what to do. Because I'm lazy, I'm tired, and I got out of school early. Because I have a baseball game. And I don't have to tell you the other part. And I also got Chick-fil-A, so. Yeah, I guess I'm lucky. Oh, shoot. Here, my dad got a haircut, so, yeah. I'm so trash at Gorilla Tag. Shoot. Dude, man. I'm actually so bad, bro. Did you know? Gorilla Tag is all connected. So basically, there's no different maps. You're just in one whole map. And that map is called Gorilla Tag. Like, there's different parts, but there's nothing different about them. What every map has one thing that is related. So like I don't know which update it was. It was the one where that like tree branch thing came out, and it goes on your back, and then it's kind of like a tree branch stick, but with leaves on it. When that update came out, it was relating to the trees in forest when the leaves were green. And it was also a little Easter egg, I'm pretty sure, that the leaves were gonna turn green again. Cherry blossom ice. I swear, every time I look at these leaves and then I think of songs, first song that appears in my head, Cherry blossom iced tea. That song is so annoying, but like, am I still alive? Oh, I am. Shoot. One time I was playing in a comp lobby. I can't pronounce words today. Shoot. And then, so I was playing in a comp lobby, right? There was this guy named 004, right? He had no cosmetics. He had very, very long arms, longer than J-Man's. Longer than Horizon's. Longer than TTT Pig's arm. Longer than probably anybody in this game. Except for modders. Or that's what I thought. And so I was playing around, right? Normally. And this guy, nobody could find him. It was like he was hiding outside of the map or something. And then someone said he saw them. And then he pointed out tutorial. He said, he's in tutorial. But right whenever he said tutor, as he got to or in tutorial, he cut out and he froze. And it was a red monkey, the guy who got cut out and got disconnected, right? So he rejoined Gorilla Tag, right? Is what we were all in a comp lobby, private lobby, and it was like we were like all friends, right? And it was kind of like a Gorilla Tag party, and nobody knew him, like nobody knew 004 guy, and so this actually happened yesterday. And so what really happened is, so he joined the code back because we sent it in a group chat that we're in, right? Phew, so tired. And he joined back. He said he got disconnected from the lobby. Everybody froze except for 004. And what he said, he texted, or he really just told us in the game, and then he had to get off, so he just texted us the rest. And so what really actually happened to him is what he what he said was that 004 was the only one who could move, which I already did say. But then 2 people started to move. And guess who the people were? Me and this other guy. Now let's call the other guy Derek. It's not his real name. We're just calling him Derek. Sounds like a cool name, right? Yeah. Anyways, I started talking, and he was the only one who could understand me. And then Derek was saying something, but nobody could hear him. And everybody else who was in the lobby could hear me, but not 004 or the dark red monkey who got taken into his world or whatever. Let's call that dark red monkey the guy who got the guy who froze. Let's call him Jim. And so what Jim did, nobody could hear Jim or Derek. And so what really happened, what happened to Derek is that everybody except for me and Derek could hear him. And 004, which is still to be unknown. And so, how do I say this? This freaks me out because I'm like alone, you know. And so, basically, I get frozen too, or that's what. So I was frozen too. My game was lagging, and then sorry. Excuse me. No, I'm joking. That was my mouth's trust. But anyways, so, whoa, what was that loud bang? Probably my dog. Anyways, so what Jim says to me, right, is that he texted me since I was frozen the whole time and I couldn't hear anybody. And the thing is, what I saw when I got disconnected, literally all I saw, what I remember, I think, whenever I got disconnected, well, what am I saying? I just said that. Whenever I got disconnected, 004, he was screaming in my face at the time. And I get it. It was like you could see what's in front of me, and then I turn around, it's black, and then it's like upside down on the behind me. And so I say something. I say, Jim? Or I say whatever his real name is. I'm not gonna say his real name. But I say his name, right? Jim's name. Jim's real name. And so, he doesn't answer. I call Derek's, wait. No, that wasn't Derek. It was, what's his name? Let's call this guy Jack. I yell out Jack's name, right? No response. I call out 004. And guess what happens? I hear music for like a split second, so it wasn't really scary. And then my game was back to normal. I couldn't see anybody but Derek and Jim. Oh, and Jack. And 004. 004. So, shoot. Frick. I have to make it up this wall. Anyways, after that, I said, Derek, what's going on? And Derek, with no response, right? So I say, Jim, what the frick is going on? He's like, and he says to me, I don't know. And so our game lags again, except for Derek. Now the Derek guy disappears. We don't know what happened to him. But he joined back, and he wasn't one of our friends. He was a player tracker of one of our other friends, which was Jack. So, basically after this, the next day, right? We hopped back on, everybody else, the whole gang, the whole friend group. We all hopped on, but we did a different code, right? And that was our new meetup code. Now, nobody knew if this was just a coincidence, right? But there's a guy who joined, who we still do not know. But this time, it wasn't 004. It was 0010. Now, it sounds stupid. Yeah, I get it. But after that, 2 more people joined. So the name was just 0010. So 0010, basically. And that was even it. Then a guy named 005, 006 joined. Here, let me make it more clear. A guy named 005 joined. And then right after that guy joined, a person named 006 joined. And so, we were like, I hope this is it. Nothing else is going to join, right? A good old 5 to 10 minutes later, another person joins, right? And so everybody, including me, go to see the leaderboard, right? And we realized it was 2 people who joined. And guess what? It was the Derek kid and 004. And so, I was like, okay, these are some modders. They're player tracking us. But Jim and Jack said something. then how did our game freeze? And they both said that at the exact same time. What another coincidence. And everybody else is like, yo, Zane, are you doing this? Because, basically, no, I'm not the leader of the friend group, by the way. Jim is, I'm pretty sure. Wait, let me check, actually. Yeah, Jim and Jack are. And 2 of our other friends. And there's like 15 people in the group. Only some of us were online at the time. It was a few of us. Well, me and 9 other people. Jim, Jack, and... It was me, Jim, Jack, and 7 other people. But some of those left. And then, that's whenever the 004 and 0010 and 005, 006, and Derek showed up. Now, everybody else left, except for me and Jim. Jack said he had to go. Which was a lie, because we all knew. It's a Saturday, right? We all knew he was scared. Sorry, I was muted. My mom walked in. And so, yeah, we all knew Jack was too scared. Because on a Saturday, he can play till like 2 a.m., you know? And then on Sunday, can't call because school. Well, he can for like an hour, though. And so, Jack says something before he leaves. And this is his statement. I think I wrote it down somewhere. No, I didn't. But I'm pretty sure I remember it. He says... Alright, this is what he says. So... Yeah, guys, I am scared. But... that doesn't mean that I just want to leave. I want to, like, go. The 004 is the scary guy. And so, he left. So he leaves the lobby. So this means that Jack was really, really scared, but he never hopped off Gorilla Tag, right? And so it's the next day, Sunday, right? And, me and the boys, our friends, like Jim, just like, we didn't just wake up, but like, we woke up like an hour. And so, excuse me, we waited about like a few hours, and we kept calling Jack. Excuse me, holy. I just drank Dr. Pepper, okay? Don't bully me. I just got Chick-fil-A. Anyways, so he gets off, right? And we check who's online. And guess who's online? Jack. And we've never seen him not call us. Like, that was the first time he ever not called, like, he's never called us like this. He called us every day for an hour, and then he had to get off. But that day was different. And so, it was very, very weird that he wasn't calling. So we check, right? check who's online. And guess who's online? Jack. And at the time, it was like 12 o'clock, so it would be like lunchtime for me at school. But it's a Sunday. And then, what a coincidence, he's online, right? And he can't call after 12. So at 12, he would get off, he would do some chores, call us back, and yeah. So we specified and thought that he was just eating right now at that time and didn't have his phone and he was just out or something. So, and then we were pretty sure he was doing chores right after that. Because he was a really good kid. Phone. Oh, what am I saying? Sorry, I'm watching the stream right now and it's so delayed. So, like, it makes me repeat stuff I already said. Shoot. But anyways. So we called Jack a few more times and it's already like 3 o'clock. He doesn't answer. And usually, he's done with chores at 1:15. He eats on like 12 on the dot. Right? So, he never answered that day. But his account was still online on Gorilla Tag. And we see him. So we check the friending thing, and it says he's online in a private code. And guess what that private code was named? 004 5 6 10. And so he's in the code 004, right? And so we join, me and Jim. And he was acting normal at the time, just not talking, which was really, really weird of him, because usually he screams at the top of his lungs whenever we join. And so, the fact that it's raining right now on Gorilla Tag, as I'm doing this, is crazy. But anyways, we go into the code. We see 004, we see Derek, and guess who? Jack. So we say, hey Jack, join the code that we normally join. The whole gang's gonna go. And he stands like this. Hold on, let me get the camera. Hold on. Oh, frick, wait. And this is what he does. Watch. Act like I'm Jack. And he goes like this. He's standing like not normal. He's standing like this. Which is not normal of him. He usually stands like this. If he's not moving. But if he's about to, he stands like this. Excuse me. Excuse me. Or he just stands like this, ready to run. Or he just like that. And so basically, and what really happened is he went like this, and he wasn't standing normally. He was like this, right? Well, at the time he was like this, and he moved, and then he stood like this, and he went like that. He shook his head no, and ran away. But it wasn't the normal run he always does, because he usually runs like this. kind of like a funny run, but like weird way. And then he usually just sprints or runs like that. Anyways, oh shoot. Actually, yeah, I don't do this. And he runs the same every time we play, right? So it was basically kind of rare to see him run a different way. And we're like, okay, Jim, we need to get out of here. Something weird. And then, guess who we see? Once again, Derek. Now, Derek starts talking in like a low, very low voice. Almost like it was a voice changer. So Derek starts talking in his low little voice. And basically, he says, get out of this code. Jack's not coming back. And we leave, like, concerned for Jack. So the next day we get on before, the next day me and Jim get on, right? And this goes, and it was very weird because me and Jim were still concerned about what happened to Jack. And so we join back, we call Jack one more time, right? He says, yeah, guys, I can play right now. But, like, this time, he used, like, you know, weird. He sounded, like, scared, you know. And then we got on Gorilla Tag, and it said he was already online. Same code, 004. And so, once he gets online, he says, like, the code immediately changes to, our group code. So, we say, okay, Jack, what's up with you? Now, Jim says, are you okay? Is something going on? So, and Jack says, I've been fine. My headset has been very, very glitchy, though. So, I can't really do my run no more. But my mic still works perfectly, at least. And so Jim asked a very weird question, and Jim's like, Jack is like, what do you mean? I always talk. Because Jim's question was, if we saw you, would you be the first to talk? And he's like, I always am. So he says, so Jack says, can I just play now, normally? Y'all are really weird. And Jim's like, hold on now, you're the one who's weird. And then the next day, right, we all get off at the same time when Jack gets off. And he said, after chores, I can't call on that same day. And so we were like, what are you talking about, bro? It's before 12. And he was talking about yesterday. And he put the date in, which is weird. Because he put literally, let's say like, let's do a random date, because I'm not going to... Well, I will tell y'all. Happened in December. So he said, I'm talking about on December 15th, 2025. And, this incident, or the first ever time the group actually called 004, was like 3 or 4 days before Halloween. So this has been going on for months, right? And I'm just not talking about it because I want to do it for a live. Yeah. And so he says, yeah, December 15th, 2025. We're like, nah, bro, you're not okay. And so guess what code he's in? Guess. I'll give you like just guess. Come on. 0, 0. Got you. It's 005. He was in that code instead of 004. But really, the thing was actually a glitch, so he was in the code 004 and 005. It said it was like 00, and then the 5 and 4 were like glitched into each other, which was really weird and something we haven't seen ever. And this ended like a few weeks ago, actually, because ever since Jack disappeared, it's been going away, and then Jack reappeared, and then 004 made his last appearance. And the thing is, when we reported 004 because it was annoying us, and we thought he was gonna get more hostile, but in reality, he stopped messing with us. And I don't have any clips, I don't have any images of 004, but what I do have of him, well, not really, but what I do have is a video of Jim talking, but he wants to keep it. Actually, let me ask him. Okay. Oh wait, I asked him this yesterday. What am I doing? Why am I thinking about texting him? Anyways, but he said he doesn't want to be released on public, which I completely understand. So we don't release it, and we were gonna release it like yesterday. But yeah, so we finish up, and so yeah. So he records it, but he shortly what he does, he's really like didn't just want to like do that. So basically what was I gonna say again? Oh yeah, about the 004 guy. Yeah, let me put in code. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go now. So, bye. And hopefully y'all got any information on the 004 guy. Yeah. But I'm going live later today. Or like in a little bit, actually. Like 5-10 minutes, maybe. But yeah, bye. Bye, 6, 7. It's 2026. What am I doing? I want to end.